Hi, you guys. It's Yaz, and today I'm going to talk about 10 reasons why the narcissist is cruel and wicked at the end of the relationship. And you're going to see this when the relationship starts to break down, that narcissist, they're downright vicious with it, all right? So the number one reason why narcissists are cruel at the end of the relationship is, number one, they've started to see your flaws. And narcissists, in the beginning, you are like a blank slate to a narcissist. And as the relationship goes on, narcissists are very critical, very judgmental, and they're going to start to see things that they don't like in you. And they're going to grow a hatred for you. You may do one little thing, and all of a sudden now they hate you. Maybe you leave a coffee cup in the sink. Maybe they don't like the way you cook. Maybe they don't like the way you clean. Maybe they don't like the way you parent. They're going to find things that they don't like. And now it's a wrap. Now they grow a hatred for you. They don't see the good things that you've done in the relationship. They never want to acknowledge that you did good things, or you were kind, or you went out of your way for them. No, they don't look at those things. They just look at the negative things and they pick on things, all right? They're very, very critical. So narcissists have black and white thinking. And what that means exactly is you're either all good or you're all bad when it comes to dealing with a narcissist. So when they start to see things that rub them the wrong way, maybe you're not giving them as much attention, or you're busy in your own life. Now they're going to grow a hatred for you. They'll always find things that they don't like about somebody because they have to put you down in order to lift themselves up. So you can't be a normal human being with flaws. No, nothing is good enough for the narcissist because they're never happy. They're never satisfied. They're hypercritical about you. And they're going to grow a hatred for you as the relationship goes on and find things that they don't like about you. So at the end of the relationship, it's all going to come out. Their mask is going to drop and they're really going to tell you how they feel about you. At the end of the relationship, the truth sometimes comes out when the narcissist gets really angry. They're going to start telling you how they really feel about you. They may call you fat. They may call you thin. They may call you a loser. They may say you're a horrible parent. They may say you don't know how to clean a house. They may say that, you're insecure, you're jealous. They're projecting who they are onto you, all right? Next reason why narcissists are cruel and vicious at the end of the relationship is because they got somebody, all right? People, a lot of influencers will go out there and say, why do narcissists jump into a relationship right after ending it with you? They jump into a relationship. They didn't jump into a relationship. They had that relationship, and especially they had it at the end of the relationship with you. Sometimes they've had someone else the whole time with you, all right? Even when they got started with you. I did a reel about this where I said 99% of the time, the narcissist is never single when you meet them. They always have somebody that they're dealing with. It could be a situationship somewhere. They could be technically single, but they're still having sex with someone or talking to someone or still talking to their exes. All right? So during the relationship with you, they weren't just dealing with you. There was somebody else in the background. It could be, and it doesn't even have to be a romantic person. It could be their family. It could be one of the flying monkeys. It could be their home girl or home guy, all right? So at the end of the relationship, they have somebody lined up because they saw things were breaking down. Narcissists are very perceptive. They know when a relationship is about to break down, and they make sure that they have someone in place so that they could discard you, or, if they do a reverse discard, then you discard them, you end up discarding them because they're showing you they don't care anymore, all right? So when they have somebody else that they feel they're going to monkey branch to, guess what? Now they're not going to give a crap about you, and they're going to be nasty and wicked, and they may even be comparing you to that other person. All right, because the other person could be the new supply, somebody that maybe they talk to from work. A lot of narcissists end up with people they work with. They have affairs with coworkers, or it could just be somebody else in their life. It could be an ex that they're still talking to, and they're going to compare that person to you. So now you have become the backup supply. So the backup supply is always the one that gets treated like garbage, okay? Basically, that's what it is, because they don't need you anymore. You're no longer the grade A supply, and now they feel they could talk to you any which way they want, or they could dismiss you, or they could ghost on you, they could ignore you, ignore your texts, all right? Because they don't care anymore. They don't need you anymore. That's what happens, all right? Third reason why narcissists are cruel and wicked at the end of a relationship, they're just downright bored with you. And this is the thing about narcissists. They get bored, okay? They don't appreciate who or what they're with. They all get bored, and narcissists need excitement. They need something new. They need thrills. They need highs. They need dopamine rushes. And they're going to get tired of the same slice of pizza. They're going to get tired of the sex with you. They're going to get tired of your ways. And they're going to get bored and always want something new, all right? So now they're getting bored with you. You're becoming the old shoe to them. And now it's starting to irritate them, okay? Because you're not exciting anymore, all right? Now the next reason is you're not making them happy. Narcissists expect you to make them happy. That's your job, to make them happy. That's what they think. You're supposed to always make them happy. And so many people go out of their way to try to keep the narcissist happy. They give them plenty of sex, and narcissists lie. When they have affairs and stuff, they'll tell the other supply, oh, I don't get enough sex, or they don't want to have sex with me. Meanwhile, that narcissist is still getting a lot of sex from their partners, but they're lying to the new supply, all right? They may not be happy with the way you look. Now they're starting to pick on your looks. They may not be happy about the money situation. Maybe they feel that you should be giving them more money or setting them up in a business, all right? So at some point, they're going to find things, and they're going to feel like you're not making them happy. They expect you to make them happy 99% of the time, when the only one that can make a narcissist happy is if they make themselves happy and are able to appreciate who and what they have. That we don't live in a perfect world, and everybody has flaws, but if somebody is a good-hearted person, you value that person, okay? But no, narcissists don't look at it like that. You're supposed to be perfect. They expect perfection. And I got news for you. Even if you are close to perfection, because nobody is perfect, it's still not good enough for the narcissist, all right? So they're going to resent you. They're going to resent you, and when they get resentful, they're going to start to hate you, because they're going to feel that, they feel like you're not doing it for them. So you're not making them happy. And if they're not happy, they got to blame someone, and they're going to blame you. And that's why they're going to be cruel, angry, put you down, all right? Now, next reason why narcissists are cruel and wicked at the end of the relationship is that now you're starting to see through the mask. Now you are not enamored of them anymore, all right? You're no longer chasing after them. You're kicking back a little bit, and they don't like it. They need constant attention. You see, with a narcissist, you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. So you're damned if you give them a lot of attention, then they think you're a loser, you're desperate, you can't get anybody else, and you're codependent on them, and they feel like, they have you wrapped around their finger, and they lose respect for you, thinking that you're a desperado, okay? But if you pull back, they resent you also, because now they feel like, oh, what do you think, you're better than me? What do you think, you're better than me? or how come, you're not showing me enough attention and everything like that. So they start to see that you're no longer kissing their butts, and you're no longer, thinking that they're the greatest thing on earth. And narcissists don't like that. They always want to be thought of that they're this great person, this grandiose ideology. They fantasize their delusional fantasies that they're wonderful, but they want you to think that they're wonderful. All right. That's why they love new supply, because when they love bomb these people, these new people are enamored of the narcissist and think they're terrific. But now the relationship has gone on with you, and you're starting to see, hey, this narcissist is not terrific. As a matter of fact, they're toxic. So the minute that the narcissist feels you're starting to see through them is when they're going to grow a hatred for you, because they never want you to see who they really are. They never want you. They always want to keep you in the dark, always want to keep you fooled. All right. So now you're not enamored of them, and you're not, giving them the attention that they need. All right. They grow to hate a person because that person, they're not buying into the fantasy anymore. The love bombing is over, and now people are starting to see the narcissist for who they really are. All right. Now, next reason why narcissists are cruel and wicked at the end of the relationship is because now they see you aren't who they thought you were. Narcissists build you up in their minds to think that you are something that you're not. Again, they fantasize about who you are and what you're going to do for them. And when they start to see you and get to know you more, the fantasy breaks, all right? And they start to see the reality that you weren't this, perfect person that they expected you to be. And not only that, they get angry because they feel you lied about who you truly were to them. All right. So they're going to get angry because they're going to twist it in their minds and say, well, you pretended to be somebody that you're not, when in fact it was the narcissist's own delusional mind fantasizing about who you were. Okay. You portrayed yourself for who you were, but it was the narcissist who thought that you were going to be this fantasy partner that was going to do everything for them, all right? And when they see that's not happening, they're going to grow to hate you, all right? Next common reason why narcissists will be cruel and wicked to you at the end of the relationship is because you're arguing with them. Narcissists don't want anybody to challenge them. How dare you challenge the narcissist? This is how they feel. How dare you tell them they did something wrong? How dare you try to make them accountable? So anytime you challenge that narcissist, they will hate your fucking guts, all right? They will hate your fucking guts. You know why? Because you don't ever think that you're better than that narcissist, because they feel they're superior to you. How dare you challenge the narcissist? And a lot of them will get vindictive with it. They'll cheat on you for challenging them or arguing with them and fighting with them. They will try to get revenge by cheating on you. They will smear you to the flying monkeys and everybody else. They'll smear you to your own family. All right. So they feel like, you're supposed to be a lapdog that takes all their bullshit, right? So they don't like when you're arguing with them towards the end and telling them that they didn't do this, they didn't do that, they didn't take accountability. And they can't take accountability because they can't face shame. They got this little fragile ego that can't face shame. So they're going to get mad at you for putting their back up against a wall. All right. Narcissists want to come and go and do what they want. And they don't even ever want to have to answer to it. All right. Don't ever sit there and try to question a narcissist, because they don't like questions. They will lie to you, or they will run from you. All right. They'll stonewall you, not even entertain the conversation, go into a silent treatment if you're dealing with a covert narcissist. All right. Now, The next reason they're cruel and wicked, they want to break you, all right? They want to break you into thinking that you are the problem, all right? All narcissists do this. At the end of a relationship, they all want to blame you for the breakdown of the relationship or the marriage. It's your fault. And they're all going to sit there and play the victim. They did nothing wrong. They tried in the relationship. You wanted too much. You're the one who's never satisfied. You're controlling. You're jealous. You're insecure. But they are Mother Teresa in their eyes, and they're going to try to portray that to everybody else. And that you are the narcissist. They're going to make you out to be the narcissist, okay? So this is how they are. They're going to try to put all the shame on you, make you the problem, and try to break you. They want you to be pill popping. They want you to be doing drugs. They want you, fall into pieces because they're angry about the breakup. And you really see this in a divorce. And I saw it, baby. I saw it, all right? A lot of people don't realize when you divorce a narcissist, you are getting ready for war because they're going to come at you with both barrels. They're going to try to come at you with everything they can to try to hurt you because they're angry about the breakup, because they don't ever want to be looked at. That's shame, you guys. A breakup is shame. When you break up with a narcissist, all right, it's a narcissistic injury. So they don't ever want to take that accountability for a breakup. It's always got to be your fault. You did something to break it up, all right? This is how they twist it. This is how they gaslight. And this is how they make people a mental mess if they don't know who the fuck they are and know that this guy or girl is playing mind games on them, all right? Know who the fuck you are. If you were loyal, if you were a good person, if your heart was pure and you did everything you could to try to make the relationship right, you weren't deceptive, you weren't a liar, you weren't a cheater, you weren't a thief, all right? Don't ever let somebody put that shame on you, okay, if your heart was in it and you didn't do anything deceptive, okay? And this is what they're going to try to do, to try to break you down because they don't want that shame of thinking that they ever did anything wrong. They're angry. They're angry that maybe you don't want them anymore, all right? So now they try to break you, or they're angry because they feel you're not making them happy, all right? Because, they're the kings and queens and, you need to roll out the royal carpet for the narcissist who thinks they deserve, beyond what's even possible in this life, all right? Now, moving on, I'm getting down to the end of the list why narcissists are cruel at the end of the relationship. And here's the big one, you guys. They just never cared, okay? They just never cared. They weren't with you for the reasons that you thought they were. And people say, but they told me they loved me. They told me this. And here's my response to that. And you believed them? And you believed them? What makes you think that they cared about you? What have they done to show you that they cared about you? Why? Because they were nice now and then? Of course they're going to be nice now and then. They were after something, all right? They wanted to use you for something. So, of course, somebody who's after something is going to be nice, to manipulate you, to fool you. This is the trump card of the narcissist, is to kill you with kindness, kill you with flattery, kill you with charm, kill you with nice deeds, kill you with buying you things, all right? It's manipulation. You're not going to know whether somebody really cares about you unless you vet them out, all right? And I'm going to be dropping this podcast, all right? I'm saving it. But I got a really good podcast that I'm going to drop on you guys about how to really vet out these narcissists. Now, they never cared, all right? Narcissists are never all in. Go back to listen to one of my older podcasts where I talk about the intent of the narcissist and how they never were all in. And that's just a fact. A narcissist always has one foot out the door, all right? They never, ever will put all their eggs in one basket, because if that doesn't work out, they don't ever want to be, on the short end of the stick. So they never really cared. They were never all in, regardless of what they told you, okay? People lie every single day to get what they want. So you've got to vet them out to see if this person is authentic, and they have to prove to you over time that they are a real one, okay? And narcissists, they can't keep it up. Listen to me when I tell you, I've lived a lot of life. I've been around a lot of narcissists. I know the game. I know how people operate, and they can't keep it up. And that's how you're going to know, all right? I'm going to get into more specifics on that in another podcast, all right? Now, the other reason they could be cruel and wicked, all right, and this is the last reason, is because the new supply is making them feel so good that now they hate your guts, okay? So the new supply may be going out of their way to do things for the narcissist, cook them dinner, do sexual things that they want that maybe you didn't do, give them a lot of attention, calling the narcissist all the time, going out of their way for the narcissist. So now they're comparing you to the new supply, and now they're seeing that the new supply is doing things for them, or the new supply seems great to them. And guess what? Now they're going to grow an aversion, a hatred, an animosity towards you, because they feel you're not doing what the other person's doing. And that's why they're going to be cruel to you as well, because they're going to be angry that you're not doing what the new supply is doing. Okay? That could be another reason why they get angry and cruel at the end of the relationship, is because somebody is feeding that narcissist. Somebody is pumping that narcissist up and building their head up. And that's why they're going to be angry at you. I always say, when a narcissist comes at you like a fiery lion, it's because somebody is feeding that narcissist, all right? You got to understand how narcissists operate. They always got their cheering squads. They always got their flying monkeys. And these are the people, these are the power behind the narcissist that are going to make the narcissist wicked and cruel, okay? The narcissist really is like a pawn in a lot of ways. It's really like the flying monkeys. It's like somebody could be a presidential leader, right? Or a head of a country. But it's the power behind that leader. It's the lobbyist groups. It's the people with the power and the money that control that person, all right? So it's the same kind of ideology when you're dealing with a narcissist. It's the people behind them that are going to have an influence on that narcissist, all right? So, you guys, woo! I'm on my preach today, and I'm losing my voice. I cannot believe that I'm losing my voice. So, you guys, these are all the reasons why the narcissist is cruel at the end of the relationship. But here's what I got to tell you. Who cares? Stay away from them. Distance yourself. Gray rock them if you have to when you're dealing with kids. And who cares what comes out of a toxic person's mouth, because anything they say doesn't mean shit, all right? And you've got to expect that they're going to be angry and bitter because you're no longer going to be an option for them, and that's what's going to piss them off, all right? They've lost that supply from you, and now they're angry. That's a narcissistic injury, and just expect it. Just expect that they're going to be angry, cruel, and they're going to try to do anything they can to try to hurt you because you are no longer a supply to them, and that's going to make them angry. All right? I hope that helps you. If it does, hit the subscribe button, share the podcast. If you're looking for confidential one-on-one phone coaching, check out the link in the bio. I have limited time, you guys. I am just burnt to the ground over here. Nobody understands. Plus, I'm working on another project that's taking up a lot of my time, and everybody else is running me down. So I have limited time, bottom line. Also, check out my YouTube, over 7,000, almost 7,000 videos rather, on YouTube at the Game Exposed Podcast. Go to the search button, look for whatever you want. And I got thousands and thousands of videos on covert narcissists, malignant narcissists, how they manipulate, triangulation, the discard, the love bombing, the future faking, all of the tactics they use, how they control you. It's all on my YouTube channel at the Game Exposed Podcast on YouTube, all right? TikTok is the Game Exposed. Facebook is the Game EXP 123, and Instagram is the Game EXP 123. And have a great day.